Hi everyone, I'm Ashley and this is episode 6 of Ashlees Knitting. You can find me by the name Ashlees Knitting on YouTube obviously, but also on Instagram and Ravelry, and I would love to connect with you there. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much and welcome back. These last 2 weeks have been crazy between knitting, traveling, school. It has been so much. And I mentioned to you guys that I was going to take a trip to Chicago, meet up with a crafting friend, and go on a knitting retreat. And I will talk about those as they come up because I have a lot to say about them. I wanted to take video footage, but I didn't end up doing that because it was just all in the moment. But I did take lots of photos that I'm excited to share with you guys. This one might be a little longer considering talking about all those trips. My normal podcast is around 25 minutes, so we'll see how this one ends up because I got a lot to share with you guys. So with that, we will get started. I have 2 finished objects for this episode. The first one you have seen before. They are I previously called them the dandelion socks. She has changed the name to the little wish socks, which is so cute. I've finished both of them. They are on 2 small sock blockers, which I've talked to you guys about, and I'm working on getting larger ones. But this is a test for Florence of Flo's Knit Fits. She will be releasing this pattern on the day that this podcast comes out, actually. So this pattern should be released on Wednesday, September 15th. So if you're watching this, it should already be out. I really love the stitch pattern in these. They're really pretty, and I think it worked well with the yarn. The yarn is from Ginchius Studios. These are socks that I wish were for myself, but I knit them for someone else who wears a different size sock. I believe I knit the 64 stitch size, and they're just a little too big on me, but that's fine because they weren't made for me. These are made for my stepmom as part of making everyone in my family socks for Christmas. So you've seen these a few times, and they're finally done. So the Little Wish socks by Florence of Flo's Knit Fits. Check out the pattern. And then the next finished object is one that you guys haven't seen yet because part of the knitting retreat is that we did a little knit along over the weekend. And in attendance was actually Jill of Knitterella. She was our special guest, and so for the knit along, of course, we made one of her patterns. And that pattern ended up being Northern Peak, which is a hat with a very cute tree motif on one side. The rest is just normal knit. So I actually knit this in less than 24 hours. But to be fair, the knitting retreat the whole time was either eating, knitting, or sleeping. So, and the yarn was pretty thick, so it went by really fast. The yarn, I bought this yarn while there. It is from Blue Sky Fibers. It is the yarn extra. It is an Aran weight. And that's another reason it went by so fast, because I'm used to knitting with all this fingering weight. So once I get like a bulkier yarn on my needles, it just flies by. This was actually a 150 gram ball, so it was pretty big, and I'll show you what I have left. It's quite a bit. And this is in the colorway Lake Ice. So it's kind of it's not showing up on camera as much, but it's kind of a gray blue. And then I chose a pom-pom that had the flecks of the gray in there. And I think they go really nice together. This is one of the softest yarns I have ever worked with. Let me see the makeup. 55% baby alpaca and 45% fine merino, and it is luxurious. It is so soft. I don't know if that's focusing, but I said it. And I'll link it in the description page below. So like I said, it was 150 grams, and I got back from the retreat yesterday, so I haven't gotten to weigh this. This is what I have left over, and I would say it's probably a good 60 grams. So you could make it with a normal 100 gram skein. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with these leftovers. I was considering a headband or maybe a baby hat because it's so soft, but it needs to be used because it's so nice. And that is the Northern Peak hat by Jill of Knitterella, which I've dubbed, get that a little further aside, I've dubbed it my retreat hat. And yeah, she showed us how to do, these are like 1x1 cables for the branches, and she showed us how she cables without a needle, and that's another reason I was able to go so fast, because not using the cable needle on cables really speeds you up, and I think I'll start using that technique more. So those are my two finished objects. One you've seen, one is brand new. Finished this on Saturday, so it's new to me as well. So I really love it. I'm like ready for winter now or something. But I will dive into whips now. I have 3 whips to show you. 3 whips to show you. And I will start with the one that's been around for a while, maybe a little too long. Hopefully I can get it off the needles pretty soon because it's been hanging around for almost 2 months now. She's been here for a while. And if you've been watching, you will recognize this is my Plant Lady tee. It is knit bottom up, starting with a lace section, which I think will really bloom nicely once I block it. Then you knit in the round all the way up to the arms, and then you split for the front and back. And I am at the point of where I've split for the front and back. I have it on the same needle, so it's hard to see, but this is, wow, it's really hard to show. Here we go. This is the back section, and then this is where it was in the round, so I'll have to pick up these stitches to knit the front. Last episode, I was at the little silver cactus marker, so I knit about 1 or 2 inches in the round, and then I split, and you can see that at the donut. That is the back panel, and I've reached the point where I need to start doing short rows, and I had taken this to the retreat, and I knit all of this, but then once I got to the short rows, that takes a little more brain power, and there was a lot of talking going on, so I just set it down. I'd rather not mess it up, especially because I'm not too comfortable with the rapid turns yet. But I will do that this week, and I really hope to finish this soon. Maybe I can really jump on it and get it by next episode, but if not, definitely the one after that, because I want to get in some wears before winter. It's so beautiful. I love it. So this is the Plant Lady tee by, is it Amina Knits? I will also have it linked below. I'll have my project page and the pattern page. That's what I'm looking for. This is from Madison and State Fiber Co. It is their classic sock, which is an 85-15 blend. It's super soft in the colorway First Light. And what's pretty cool about this is I did take it to Chicago. While I was in the hotel room, I did some of the knit in the round rows. But what I didn't notice when I packed it was that the dyer is from Chicago, and this is a little city skyline. So I take a picture of the label against the skyline, and I'll put it in here because it's very cute, and it was fun to work on in Chicago. And I talked to the dyer a little bit, and I wish I had more time to stop by, but I was only there for the weekend. But this is in my Hank's Yarning Co. bag that you see all the time because I'm always using it. And yeah, hopefully it'll be done or close to done next time, because it has been lingering for a while now, and I'm ready to wear it. So that is my first whip. And the other 2, I believe, are new to you. I've talked about both of them, but I hadn't started them at the time. So the first one here is in my Polar Bear Yarns bag that I got with a mystery skein set. Open it up here. So I'll show you, you've seen the yarn before. It is the Karen Simply Soft Speckles in the colorway Wisteria. There's the information. It is a 100% acrylic, but it is surprisingly soft, and this project is for a friend's girlfriend. So I asked him if he wanted anything, and instead of saying something for himself, he said something for his girlfriend, and it's so sweet to me. But we went yarn shopping together, we searched Ravelry together, and we landed on a cabled scarf. And what's the name of the one we chose? Where is it? Jeez. Oh, okay. It is a Dryad by Jaren Flood, and it is a very cabled scarf. It's got a lot of cables going up it, and that's why this project takes a lot of brain power. It's not really like a TV knitting. And then to that, we talked about adding tassels at the end. So I'll show you it here, if I could get it out. I think I made good progress considering how much brain power you have to put into the cables. I think this is almost 2 repeats, almost 2 full repeats, and I think the full length scarf might be like 16. So this will be a long-term one, but the goal is to have it done by Christmas so he can give it to her as a Christmas present. And I mentioned with this hat that I cabled without the needle, but these are 1x1s, and a lot of these are like 2x2 or 3x3, so I definitely still do these with the needle. I'm not that confident in my cable skills yet, but maybe by the end of it I'll get there. And I think this pink with the speckles shows up really well. A lot of the projects on Ravelry were in solid colors, and the stitch definition was really great, but I think with the speckles it still shows up really good. So yeah, that is the Dryad. Goal is to have it done by like end of November, because this one is gonna take a while. But I got a good start on it, and it is fun to do. It's just like I said, not TV knitting. You can't just sit back, watch a show, and do it, because it takes a lot of brain power, at least for me. So that's that one. Actually, 1 second. Let me choose a progress keeper and put it in there so we can see how far I've gone. Let's find one that matches, because it has to match. That's a stitch marker. That's a stitch marker. That's also a stitch marker. Can I find a progress keeper, please? It's this little pink one. Cute. And then also, now that I say that, I need to move up the stitch marker on my plant lady tee. So 1 moment here. Put this in. I like to capture like 2 stitches so it doesn't pull on them too hard. Like pull one super tight. So there's that. And we can look at that next time. And then let me pull back out my plant lady tee and move the one up. Hello again. So I'll leave the donut one in there, because that is just to count my rows on the back panel, but I'll move this little cactus one up, and that'll be the progress for the next 2 weeks. There's that. Now we can see it on the next episode. Put that in. And then I have one more whip to show you, which is also new, but I've spoken about. And it is a pair of socks, because you always have to have at least 1 pair of socks, right? So this is in my other Hank's Yarn & Co bag, my little sock bag. And this is the one. So, excuse me. Jessie of Hooked on Crochet ordered this for us, and she came over last week and we split them. And we got our yarn from Daisy Stitch Co. when they were having a sale. We got the colors. This one is Icing on the Cake. And we bought two 100 gram skeins and split them 50-50. I think it ended up being like 54-54 because they were over 100 grams. But this is Icing on the Cake. And this is, it's in a cozy so I can't really see it. This is Strawberry. And this cozy is also part of acquisitions, but I'll talk about that later. So we split those each so we had 250 grams of each color. This is in the Supreme sock, 75-25 superwash merino nylon. So we ordered those, and she will be crocheting socks and I will be knitting socks. We got together to split up the skeins, cast them on, help each other pick out patterns and everything. And that was 6 days ago from when I'm recording this, so I'm actually surprised by how far I've gotten. But I chose to make the String of Hearts socks by Maddie Hobbs. I was inspired by Knitting Addie's pair. I think it's a really beautiful pattern with the cable going down the front, and you can make it so that there's a left sock that has it on one side and a right sock that has it on the other side. So with my 50 grams, I decided to not do the normal heels, toes, and cuffs. I decided to start at the cuff with the more loud colors so that when I wear shoes you can still see it. Start with that, blend into the solid, and then in about 10 rows I'll blend back into the variegated yarn. So it'll variegated, blend to the solid, and then blend back into the variegated. I thought the colors would be a little closer when we bought them, but I still think they look good. Little string of hearts going down there. I love it. And I'll show you some pictures of when we got together, and maybe I can have her send me a picture of where her socks are. Hopefully we can get together to cast them off as well, but I'm really excited to see how the same yarn will work up differently in crochet and in knitting. And it's really exciting, and I was telling Jessie that next time I should knit her socks, and she should crochet me socks, because I've always wanted a pair of crochet socks, but I can't do it. I probably could if I put in the time and effort, but I'm probably not gonna put in the time and effort. So hopefully next time we can maybe split yarn again and make socks for each other. So that's been a lot of fun, and okay, I'll keep you guys updated with that one. So a past project. While I was at the retreat, of course, everyone wore like their best knits, beautiful sweaters, socks, shawls, and I was seeing all these shawls, and I was like, I have pretty shawls, and I didn't pack one, and I'm really disappointed. So now I've decided to show you guys one of my shawls, and I think it'll be hard to show here because I think it's probably like 7 feet wide. So I'll put in pictures along with showing you it here. But this is the Temperance shawl, which was part of the Malabrigo Cal this year? Yeah, Malabrigo Cal 2021, I believe. I hope they do another one because I really loved it and I love the yarn. It's a little wrinkled from being in the closet. I'll have to steam it or block it again when I pull it out for the season. But it uses 3 skeins of Malabrigo sock yarn, which is huge. Then it goes all the way over here. So stripy section is most of it, and then down here there's the textured section, and this thing is ginormous. And I wish I would have packed it, but now I know for next time. And the colors that I used for this were, they released 3 new colors, but I didn't use all of them. They released them for the Cal and they were supposed to go together, but I switched out one of them. So I used the colors Plomo, Myths, and Jasmine. And I love cows, as you guys know. And this was my first shawl, and it is a huge fingering weight shawl. A lot to take on, but it was a lot of fun. Did take a long time. But I do hope they do it again. So yeah, next time I'll know to pack it so I can show off with everyone else. I don't really know how to fold it because it's so asymmetrical. It lays weird. But also it's starting to cool down here in Michigan, so I think in like 2 weeks I can probably reasonably pull this out without looking like a crazy person. So yeah, that is a temperance shawl. It was a Malabrigo cow. The pattern was released by Malabrigo, and I think it's a free pattern. So any fingering weight yarn would work with that. And for the maker I love, I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to highlight the host of the knitting retreat, and that is A Piece of You in Bay City, Michigan. They aren't necessarily local to me. They're about an hour and a half away from me, but I have been there before and I follow them on all their social medias. So when they posted it, I was like, of course, gotta do it. So I wanted to highlight them. They have a great shop. They do Facebook Lives where they sell beautiful kits. And I figured during this Maker I Love segment with them, there's their little logo, little sheep. I could show you the little swag bag from them. So bear with me as I pull them out one by one. We got a pattern. I think there were 2 or 3 different patterns that people got, but I got the fingerless mitts, which are great. They are by Knitterella, who joined us at the retreat. So I'm excited to make those. I've never made fingerless mitts before, but I think they'll be really great for the winter. This winter. Little can koozie with their logo on it. I'm not gonna show you this because it's a coupon code. We got a coupon code to buy more of Knitterella's or North Bay Fibers yarn. So it's a little coupon code for that, which I'll show you. A little notebook to write knitting notes in. These are so cute. I'm excited to use these. These are also from Knitterella. She designs them. You can buy them on her website. They are little tags for holidays, birthdays, and then they have the care instructions on the back, which are super cool because I'm so afraid to gift people knits because I fear they won't take care of them after I've put so much effort into them. Here we got a little pencil pouch which you can put notions in, needles in, some wool wash, soak wool wash. This one's scentless, yep. A little case with, if I can open it. I can't open it apparently. There it goes. So keep your needles together. Some stitch markers, some light bulb stitch markers, which are great for my socks. I love using those every 20 stitches to keep count. And then probably the sharpest scissors I've ever seen. They're the ones with the cap, and they just. I think the benefit of these is that when they're closed, you can take them on the plane because they can be concealed really nicely. Then I got this little sock coin purse and some more stitch markers, but these ones are pretty cool because they say like slip slip knit, increase, beginning a round, slip. They tell you what to do on the stitch marker, so those are really cool. Sorry if the plastic's loud, I'll set that one down. And then the super cute pin, a little yarn ball with the needles in it. I don't really know what to do with my pins. I have this one and another one, but I don't really know where to put them. But they're really cute, so I should find somewhere. But that, and then I have yarn, which I will show you upcoming. So let me put this all back in the bag. I need to sort it out. Like I said, I just got back to yesterday, 1 day ago. So still need to. I've unpacked all my personal things, but all my yarny things are not yet unpacked. So, acquisitions are pretty heavy this episode. So, of course, there were the acquisitions of the yarn I got with Jessie, and then the yarn that I also got for this hat. But that's already finished, so acquisitions but already used. So I'll start going through my other ones. I'll recall I went to Chicago, so I got yarn there. I went to the knitting retreat, got yarn there, and then I also got a few late birthday presents. So I will start with showing you those. So if you all recall in the first episode, I mentioned I have a pug. I'll put a picture over here. So my boyfriend got me yarn that's in the colors of her. And sorry, the sun is really coming out now. The lighting might be a little weird. But colors that represent her. And then last night we also went and looked at a cat. We've been looking to get a cat for about a month now. We wanted to get a gray boy cat and name it Earl, like Earl Grey tea. So, as a late birthday present, since we didn't have the cat yet, he also got me yarn that are in his colors. So, and it was so sweet. He did all the research. He was like, I think you should make their sweaters out of acrylic yarn because animals are so dirty and it'll be a lot easier to clean. And he made a Ravelry account to find the pattern and which weight yarn I would need. And it was so sweet, the effort that he put into it. But the idea is to make the cat a dog-colored sweater and the dog a cat-colored sweater. And it's gonna be so cute. So hopefully this winter they will both have sweaters to wear that match each other. It's so cute. I love that little idea, and I'm excited to do that. I'll continue with birthday gifts. Let me take this out. So, one of my friends in high school that I still keep up with very tightly got me first some yarn. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet, but it's super soft. It is the Mandala Tweed Stripes from Lion Brand. And I have seen these all over on TikTok and on Instagram. These Ogo Tangle Free from Yarnspirations, Karen. Yeah, they're supposed to make like the perfect color changing hat. You cut it here and it makes like this weird tube. You should look it up if you haven't seen them yet. They're very interesting. But I'm very excited to use it. I've seen them all over the place. So I'm thinking a hat or maybe another dog sweater. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens as we go. But with that, it's unzipped. But with that, she got me a yarn bag. And it is huge. I call it the project bag for my project bags. It has little eyelets to bring yarn out. It has a zipper area where you can keep all of your notions. And then inside of it, let me zip this up real quick. I haven't even taken the plastic off. Ta-da! So there's this yarn bag, which is great. But then on top of that, there's a little bag, drawstring bag that goes with it. It matches it. It's got a little drawstring. It's the perfect sock size. And I also found that during the retreat, I had this hat in there. I was using the handle to, like if I was walking around, I could knit with it, or just to not lose the bag off my chair. So those are super cool. I love how they go together. Thank you. I love it so much, and I've already used it so much. So then, my trip to Chicago, which I mentioned, the original purpose was to go to a concert, and then we decided to make a weekend out of it. Went to some art museums, fancy dinners, what else? Boat cruises, like an architecture cruise, very fun. But also, I have this idea in my mind that every different state or eventually country I go to, I want to try to get yarn that represents the place. So, from Yarnify, I got this colorway. It is representative of the Chicago flag. I'll put a picture of their logo with the yarn over here because their logo is the Chicago flag. But this is from Yarnify. Well, the store is Yarnify. The yarn is from Stitch Together Studios. And this is their signature store colorway, which is also why I wanted to get it, because like you can't get it anywhere else. It's a little exclusive thing. It is a 75/25 sock yarn, of course. I think with these I'm just going to make some nice vanilla socks because the yarn is so beautiful and loud. I don't think it would go with like a pattern, a textured sock. So there's that. I'm very excited about those. Who knows when I'll get to them, but very excited for when I do. And then lastly, I mentioned our special guest at the retreat was Knitterella, and she is just recently starting a yarn company of her own that is very local to Michigan, which is great. And she debuted her yarn there. 5 of her 13 colorways were there, maybe 12. But she decided to give us each one, and she just handed out random colors. And I got this one. It is the undyed color. It says here that it's sourced in Ogama County, dyed in Littlewood, Philadelphia, spun in Frankenmuth, Michigan, and designed in Pinconning. So very local. It is a non-superwash DK weight. It is rustic but soft at the same time. I'm really excited to use it. And then my roommate, such a nice lady, she decided that this maybe wasn't her color or that she wasn't going to use it, so she also gave me her skein. And this is Sandbar. They're all like fish or nautical themed, but I think they go really good together. I don't know if I want to make a hat or a cowl or mittens. I'll see when the time comes, but they are so beautiful together. And keep an eye out because I believe she will be listing these on her website soon. The first 5 colors only, I believe, but then eventually the other ones will come. So I'm really excited about that. Maybe one day I'll buy more for a nice thick sweater. So I want to talk a little bit more about the retreat because it was just so amazing. So there was like 3 to 5 people in each condo. I think we had a total of 24 people. So we all had our own little condo area up in Boyne Mountain, which if you don't know is in upper Michigan. It's a ski resort, but it's the off season, so no skiing going on. We each had our own little condo, but then met in the presidential suite to knit together all day. And it was really great. We got there Saturday night, left Monday morning, so about 48 hours of knitting. And I got to meet so many wonderful people. And not only are they great knitters, but it was also like some small world situations, like from the same city, knew my mother, things like that. It was really great to meet these people, see what they were working on, and everyone just had such great stories. They were all so nice. I can't say it enough. I'll put in some pictures here. The suite had great places to knit inside. And then also we spent a lot of time outside because the weather was really cooperative. And since it was a ski resort in the off season, they let us take the ski lift up to the top of the mountain and just look. The colors weren't changing too much yet, but it was still really beautiful. And it was just great. I believe she's having another one. I'm gonna try, see if it fits in my schedule to sign right up because I just want to keep going to them. It was great to meet all of the women. Talked to Sue, she was selling some yarn there, and of course meet Knitterella, she's great. I just can't say enough good things about it. I had so much fun and I can't wait to go again. What else is coming up? In 2 weeks I will be finished with my undergrad. I'll be finished with school, which is great, and then I'm taking 3 weeks off, so a lot of knitting and reading time. I actually want to pick up reading, so if you have one book that you think everyone has to read, please let me know down in the comments and I'll try to filter through them, choose like 2. I think 2 is reasonable for me to read in 3 weeks. I'm not a heavy reader, but I would like to pick it up more. I also want to cast on my Musselburgh hat for the Show Us Your Muscles cow. So I'll probably cast it on sometime this week. But yeah, just working on these whips. Hopefully I'll have to figure out how to get a finished object next week to keep the streak rolling. But thank you guys for joining me for episode 6. Please let me know which books you recommend. Connect with me on Instagram and Ravelry if you haven't already. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye. Oh no. I have so much to clean up.